Every week, 10,000 people from Britain travel to Bangkok, the gateway to Thailand. Amongst them this week, ravers flocking to a full moon party, our man in Bangkok, the British consul, plus the woman off to visit her son, who's in prison for heroin smuggling, the man searching the gogobars of Thailand on behalf of his aunt, and the commander off to check out his millionaire's son's business interests, the former fireman who's off to net himself some butterflies, the widow who's swapping her comfortable home life to work in an orphanage, and the former rock star who's opted for the simple life. 600 kilometres south of Bangkok in the Gulf of Thailand is the island of Koh Phangan. It's smaller than the Isle of Wight and has a population of just 10,000. There are no girly bars here and it's not a package destination. It is, however, a mecca for backpackers. Each month, the local population almost doubles as visitors descend on the island for its infamous full moon parties. What started as low-key gatherings on the beaches 12 years ago has gained momentum. Now up to 8,000 people of all ages come together here every month to party until sunrise. 47-year-old Maria from South London is heading there. She's a grandmother of 2 and has joined her friend Harriet on a journey she's wanted to make since she first heard about the parties over 10 years ago.
I'm ancient, old for this kind of thing. I've left a huge family behind. Yeah. Children, grandchildren, surrogate children, a lot. They're all left behind, crying at the airport. Don't leave me. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. It's about the most adventurous thing holiday-wise I've done. Normally I'd go to the Mediterranean or something like that, have a nice easy time, but this is like definitely the most adventurous thing that I've tried for years. I went to Morocco when I was young, you know, the hippie trail and all that.
So this is the second sort of hippie nation of the world.
Yeah. She gets her weird with me.
Yes. Channel 4, you'll be allowed to broadcast there, won't you? Channel 4. What, she gets the what?
Everyone knows what I do anyway.
Yes. Smoke. Might have to edit that bit.
Well, the Pattya constabulary know what I'm doing anyway, don't they? I'm not moving.
Maria is immersed in the music scene back home.
Maria is a DJ herself.
Yes, I promote a drum and bass rave in South London called Steppers. So I've quite a reputation within the drum and bass world. You know, a lot of young people come to my house to learn to DJ using mine and my son's vinyls.
One of the reasons I came out here is because I'm waiting for an operation at the end of March when I get back on my hips that have been replaced before, but it's all gone wrong, so they need replacing again. So I thought, right, let's get away for a nice few weeks before I'm confined to a non-movement for 6 months or whatever it'll take.
The pair settle into their bungalows and psych themselves up for the party.
7 hours till the full moon party, Harriet.
Yes. Yeah, so perhaps I should start getting ready like in an hour.
No. I imagine it's Glastonbury on the beach kind of thing, without all the tents.
Without
you know
tents,
what I mean?
Yeah, it is kind of like that, I suppose, yeah.
Being on crutches will not impair my night tonight.
We'll be chucking these in the
sea.
sea.
They'll end up in some dark corner, being very lonely by themselves.
Yeah.
It's really funny because I can't walk properly, and so I'll be there and I'll be, you know, giving it some, and everyone goes, she's
without
all right.
the sticks,
She's all right. And then I've got to go and get a drink. And I say, hey, someone, where's my sticks? I need to walk.
And do you know what they're called?
As well as tourists, there are many Westerners who've made the island their home, like 29-year-old Steve, originally from Bracknell. He first came to the island 11 years ago and moved here for good last September. He says he was drawn here by the island's unique atmosphere.
There's a magical feel to this place. It's beautiful. The physical environment, the people are wonderful, the food is great, and the weather's fantastic. And it draws people from all around the world. I don't know quite what happened, but I became very spiritual. Came from within, but it helped to be surrounded by people, I guess, like myself, who are natural in this way, and it helped to bring out things in me that maybe, well, I think I always knew they were there. So coming here last year did change my life, for sure. And I mean, I'll never look back. You know, it's just onwards and upwards, and every day gets better for me.
Although the cost of living's low here, Steve needs an income, so he's decided to open a restaurant with a group of friends he met here. It's only cost him £5,000 to get it off the ground.
Today we signed a contract to set up our first business, our first company, which is amazing for me because I've been talking about it for about the last 10 years. And if my mum and dad are watching, I've just got to say, there you go, I actually did it. What can I say? I'm very proud at this moment.
Steve will be celebrating his new venture at the Full Moon party tonight.
Just have so much fun. It's just, you're going to see so many characters, you can see so much colour and fantastic music, great energy, especially in the morning when you can actually see everyone's faces when the first light comes. It's just classic, you know.
Another British person who's made the island his home is 27-year-old Chris Meller from Bath. He's been visiting the island for 2 years, but moved here last September. He wanted to escape the British winter, but the main reason he's here is that once a month at the Full Moon party, he gets to fulfil his passion, DJing.
The enjoyment I get is from seeing people dance in front of me. That's always been the main buzz for me. To see 1,000, 2,000 people that I've never met before, all dancing, having a good time, getting their smiles, all the rest, that's worth it for me.
He doesn't get paid for DJing, but instead scrapes a living running a small bar next to a group of tourist bungalows.
When I first started DJing, I wanted to be famous. I think every DJ does. And in England, it's not going to happen unless you're on the scene right from the beginning. It's not going to happen. Whereas out here, you know, I think I've achieved what I wanted. The thing is, everyone sees this as the party island, and this is the place to come and get off your head.
Although Thailand's infamous full moon parties were once associated with Class A dance drugs and marijuana, the government has cracked down heavily on blatant drug use, using tough and controversial police tactics.
You can't smoke at the full moons. It was like that a few years ago. Everybody could sit around smoking. The police would probably come and smoke with you. However, these days you just can't do it. There's so many undercovers there. They'll sit there, they'll roll a joint, and they'll pass it to, or they'll ask you if you'd like a toke on it. They'll pass the joint to you, and when you take the joint, you suddenly find a pair of handcuffs on your wrist.
This has led to an arguably more dangerous substitute being taken by many of the partygoers.
Quite a lot of people at the full moons will indulge in things from the pharmacies.
The most popular drug of choice at the parties is amphetamine-based diet pills. It's technically illegal for pharmacies to sell them without a prescription, but many ignore the rules, making big profits.
You think about the quantity of diet pills that's required to fuel, so 3,000 people, and as they're making 2,000% profit on each one sold, they're making an absolute killing.
As the sun rises, the party is in full flow. And Maria is still on her feet.
Exactly what hippies were like back in my day. I'm so happy, you know, that I've finally done what I set out to do over 20 years ago.
As the party winds down, the ravers prepare to sleep, as does the island. Until next month. When British people are in trouble in Thailand, the man they can turn to is Brian Kelly, the British consul who's based in Bangkok. His job often involves helping people who've lost their passports or money, but he also has to deal with the problems arising from people getting involved with drugs. Last year alone, 40 Brits were arrested on Koh Phangan for smoking joints. For most, it meant a fine and deportation.
Any kind of involvement with drugs in Thailand is very stupid, because you get arrested and fined, and then you end up in a place called Immigration Detention Centre. But what isn't generally realised, that if you're deported from Thailand, you have a stamp on your passport. And a lot of people, they have to cancel their holiday, because once they've got this stamp in their passport, forget going to Australia, New Zealand, the United States. The only place they can go is back to the UK. Sadly, we have people in prison here who are doing long sentences, some cases 40-year sentences for trafficking in heroin. We do all we can to help these people. We visit them every month.
In addition to drugs, another problem facing the Thai authorities is the influx of paedophiles.
There has been, in the last couple of years, a big clampdown in Thailand on sex crime, particularly crime against children. And in fact, the United Kingdom has trained Thai police officers. We've sent experts out from the United Kingdom and dealing with such cases and training the Thai police in how to handle these cases. And we have a very good cooperation with the Thai police. So I suppose the message is that pedophiles should keep away from Thailand.
Brian has two main pieces of advice for anyone planning to visit the country.
I should perhaps emphasise that you shouldn't leave home without travel insurance. There is no National Health Service here in Thailand. Travellers should ensure that their insurance covers medical treatment, including evacuation to the UK.
His second piece of advice is given in the light of figures which estimate there are 600,000 people who are HIV positive in Thailand.
If you are going to have sex in Thailand, use a condom.
Brian's job has involved dealing with Sheila Bouquet's son, who was sentenced to 50 years in a Bangkok prison for heroin smuggling. After the break, Sheila visits her son in jail. Sheila and Jerry Bouquet should be enjoying early retirement at home in Southampton, but all is not as it seems. Sheila's eldest son, Johnny, is serving a 50-year prison sentence in Bangkok's Bang Kwang prison for drug offences.
Before Johnny went to Thailand, he was a roofer. He was in the building trade. His dream was to go to Thailand. He went February or March of '93. And then he travelled down to Koh Samui and worked in hotels. He's a kickboxer, and Johnny, once a week, had a bout, and he used to earn money for this. Unfortunately, he gambled. He was in a gambling debt in Bangkok and agreed to take a bag.
The bag, however, contained 2 kilos of heroin, which has a London street value of almost £150,000.
He saw an opportunity of clearing the debt. I'm afraid he was set up as a mule. Information was passed to our government and he was arrested at the airport. It's the biggest regret of Johnny's life.
Johnny is now 38 and Sheila, who has 2 other sons, hasn't seen him for more than 2 years. She's heading back to Bangkok for her 5th visit.
It's called the Land of Smiles and I don't always feel like smiling. It is heartbreaking once you've seen them and you've got to walk away.
Sheila can't even phone Johnny, and her only means of contacting her son is by letter.
I write to Johnny every Monday and he writes back to me every week to 10 days. One of Johnny's last letters here, he's saying, "I can't wait to see you, Mum. I'm looking forward to the moment when we can chat. Loves you tons, Mum. And once more, a very happy birthday to you. See you very soon." Well, I will see you very soon, Johnny. I fly a week today. I can't visit you the day I arrive, as it's a Friday. Saturday and Sunday, I'm afraid the prison's closed. But you wait, Monday morning I'll be there. I'll sign in nice and early. I'll be there to see you. Love you, John. See you soon.
After a 12-hour flight from London, Sheila has arrived in a balmy Bangkok and the tropical weather isn't to her liking.
It's so hot here, Johnny. Out of all the places in the world to get yourself stuck in, the humidity. I steam clean when I come to see you, my darling. But you're worth it, I'll always come. But you could have done this in some wonderful climate for me. I'm fat and old, I can't handle this heat. But I will handle it. I should get used to it in 3 days. Anybody think I was a secret agent? Nobody'd believe it, but my passport number is 007. I think it's Miss Moneypenny, don't you?
With 2 days to fill before seeing Johnny, Sheila sets off to explore Bangkok again.
I feel I'm going to stay a happier, more buoyant person by integrating into the Thai society, seeing Thai culture, because I'll vegetate if I sit here in this hotel. Well, here we are Now we're in the famous Patpong market, spending all our money here, aren't we? So if I have one elephant and one Buddha, how much is this? Go on then, I want a Buddha. What if I brought enough money with me? I've just put my money in the hotel safe. Oh, I'm going to start again with one of those. Lots to tell Johnny when I see him, bless him. I wish he was here with me enjoying this. I really do.
Sheila still has another 24 hours to wait before the prison opens. To while away the hours, she decides to go sightseeing at this floating market, but can't keep her mind off Johnny.
Well, Johnny's day, I believe, begins about 6:30 in the morning, and they're woken up. Johnny is in the yard for 10 hours a day. He trades to make life a little better for himself in cheap tobacco and coffee. He teaches 8 students kickboxing. He always says to me, if Terry Waite and John McCarthy can be chained in their underwear to a wall for 5 to 7 years, then if I'm 10 hours in the yard, I can do something. Well, the prisoners are housed in a room, it's average front room size, and they do cram as many as 47 in these rooms. TB is rife in there, and so is AIDS, but they share needles. I'm pleased to say Johnny doesn't use drugs, and God willing, he never gets TB. He is a survivor. I tell him he's very brave. He said, we all come in brave, Mum, but some can cope with the situation better than others. But it's so strong, the lady let me feel.
Although Sheila isn't ashamed of Johnny, she's apprehensive about telling strangers her son's in a Thai jail, and occasionally her attempts to appear as an ordinary tourist don't work.
Welcome to Thailand.
Thank you very much.
Where are you from?
From England.
What's your name?
Sheila.
Sheila. Nice to meet you,
Nice to
Sheila.
meet you.
We have big one. We have many
For
styles.
Chang, elephant sized.
No, not elephant size. You're really sexy. You know.
Oh,
I like
thank
it.
you very
I
much.
like it.
You
Like you look like a Elizabeth Taylor. I give you
Oh.
25% off. You're sexy.
I'm sexy.
Yeah, I like sexy. You have a nice body. I like very much.
I like your manner.
17 pounds.
£17
Yeah. How long you stay here?
for 4 weeks in Thailand. 4
Come
weeks.
here for business or
No, to see
vacation?
my son.
Your
to
son.
see my son. And
Your son does stay in Thailand?
he stays in Thailand.
Working or study?
Very long time stay in Thailand.
She happy?
I am not sure. Your king has him in one of his prisons. He made big mistake. He took opportunity to get money for a problem. And he has 50 years
Yeah.
in Bangkok.
Sheila's wait to see Johnny is finally over. Today she'll see her son for the first time in more than 2 years.
This is the day I've been looking forward to, the reason I'm here in Bangkok to visit Johnny. I'm sorting out things that I've brought from England, presents for him. Things like baked beans and cheddar cheese, club biscuits, you know, I mean, things that he can't get here. A little taste of home.
Although Sheila will see Johnny, she'll not, however, be able to touch him. In fact, there are a number of frustrating restrictions to their meeting. Contact visits where prisoner and visitor can hug and sit next to each other are becoming increasingly rare.
It's not the ideal situation to visit a prisoner in this country because I suppose we're sort of 10, 12 foot away from each other. Each side is chicken wire and bars, so it would be impossible to touch a prisoner or hand him anything, even though you have to hand your bag in on arrival. So I'll be able to see him, but it'd be like visiting a monkey in a zoo, which I feel is also criminal. As a mother, I worry terribly about Johnny. I worry about all my kids. They're all special, they're all different, and I think a mum cares for life. It's like a life sentence for the parents as well as for the person in the prison.
Johnny is one of 30 British citizens in Thai jails. Conditions are much more basic than in prisons back home. The only food served in Bangkok is rice and fish heads. For other foods, they have to rely on donations from their families and charities. It's now time for Sheila to enter Bangkok prison and discover how the last 2 years have treated Johnny.
Well, I managed to see Johnny in the end for only half an hour this morning. Yeah, it feels really special. It's a privilege to see him, even if I couldn't give him a hug. Johnny's looking fit and well from his kickboxing and from the money the family send for a better diet. His hair is quite long, it's not the prison cut anymore, and he's gone quite grey. I think I better stop now, as 3 guards have gone by in succession and looked at me, and I don't want problems for Johnny.
Johnny was 33 when he went into prison. His original sentence meant that he would be 83 when he was finally released, but there is hope of leniency.
Johnny was included in the last amnesty in '96 and had 7.5 years taken from his sentence of 50 years. He's now served 5.5 anyway. So that leaves him looking at about 38, 39. There's a big amnesty coming up this year for the King's 72nd birthday, December. So they take a nice big chunk of these years away. Johnny's not looking at very long. Johnny's not a wicked boy. He's an opportunist. He saw a way out of his financial problem. He's not a bad man. He's never been to prison in England. He hasn't done anything really wicked. No, he's not a criminal. He made the biggest mistake of his life, and he's paying for it with his life, I'm afraid. He's learning to cope, or he's learned to cope wonderfully well. So I must cope. All the worry in the world won't change it, but I care so much. But worrying, it won't stop any of this.
David Hall is a property developer and tree surgeon who lives with his aunt, the widow of artist John Bratby, in her large house in Hastings. He's off to Thailand on holiday and to search for a Thai girl who he can persuade to come back to England with him and work as his aunt's au pair.
We've had a couple of English au pairs that work in, which has not been too successful. So she's asked me would I try and find her a foreign au pair.
He says he'd bring me back one of those Thai ladies who just love to come and live here. Well, they can, because there's a beautiful room for them. Well, if they want to live with me, that's just fine by me.
It's a room ready for the girl herself. So it's a new bed, new carpet. The room just painted out about 2 months ago.
I've been on my own for 7 years now. How I've kept this huge house going on my own, I just cannot think. I just cannot do all the cleaning and dusting and, well, the dust just gathers 4 inches high.
Dave has an unorthodox approach to sourcing a potential employee.
I shall go on to the gogobars and get chatting to girls and people there and go from there.
Dave's theory is that life as an au pair in his aunt's house in Hastings, being paid £200 per month plus board and lodgings, is a better prospect than life as a prostitute working in a Thai go-go bar. So, with his bags packed and hopes high, Dave sets off on his mission. After arriving in Bangkok, David made the 3-hour journey straight to the coastal resort of Pattya, notorious for its array of go-go bars.
My main idea is to get a nice girl. If I can do that, I feel I've achieved something really good. You know what I mean? And also give someone else in the world a chance.
With his mission in mind, Dave gets ready for a night out in Pattya.
Just going to stick my panthers on them all, that'll be too straight. Oh, razzle tonight, boys. Getting ready for the go-go bar. Fags, lighter, gold card, money. Telly finish. Let's hit it, let's go.
And it doesn't take long before Dave gets sidetracked by a proposition from a Russian woman.
Me and Angela tonight, Russian girl, 11 o'clock. Oh, mate. She's put it right bluntly on me here, this Russian bird. She's like, more or less said, like, tonight, 11 o'clock, me and you, no problem. And your friend, if he wants one and all. He's got another Russian friend.
After meeting up with some English friends, Dave spends the next week hitting the red light area of Pattaya in search of a suitable woman.
Pattaya is a sex town. Unless you like sex, don't come to Pattaya. Everybody's out here just for the one thing: drink, party, sex. You can have what you want in these go-go bars. You know what I mean? It's your choice, it's your pick. You know, you could have your arse on top of your head and your head out your butt and your arse. You know what I mean? They still go with you. You know what I mean? I got myself a girl for the first night. I've had about 3 or 4 different girls here so far in the space of just over a week.
And tonight, Dave finds himself another. This girl, he feels, may be suitable for the job back home, so he takes her back to his hotel to get to know her better.
Got myself a nice little 21-year-old mate coming home with me tonight. How the eye of doing, sweetheart, hey? Nice, lovely.
But will she be the right girl for the job? And does Dave really care? The following morning, Dave finds himself back to square one.
The girl I took home and she was 21. I think her name was Bar. I got chatting to her about au pair, but the girl basically didn't understand English. Finding an au pair is not easy at the moment, you know. I reckon what I've been doing and what I've learnt so far, I think I've got a good chance of finding a decent enough girl to come back and be an au pair. It's finding the girl. It's not as easy as I'd imagine, but just still go with it. I'm still going to go with it and just keep trying, you know.
The search for a maid in Pattaya goes on, but tonight there's another thing Dave's looking for.
We're off to the score myself some nice marijuana, Thai stick. Here we go.
He's been tipped off about a local supplier who is arranged to meet later that evening to do the deal.
10 minutes, no problem. Me and my friend, we sit here, have a drink and we wait. Thank you.
Dave is risking a heavy fine and deportation if he's caught in possession of cannabis. Undeterred, he waits for the dealer to arrive.
Nice one, mate. Sit down, mate. Yeah, blinding, mate. Just scored a nice little bag and that. More tomorrow. Cheers.
Dave was also offered heroin and cocaine, which he declined.
Sorted out, look. Bit of this, mate, bit of Thai stick. Look, lovely, nice Thai stick. Look, lovely. They love it out here, mate, I'm telling you. Cocaine, heroin, no good for you. Fuck you up? Yeah. Oh, yeah, fuck me, you put a lot in that, ain't you? You have that one, look. Yeah, you take that one. Sugar bollocks, yeah. You hold that one. Look at the size of that one. Cool. No wonder you're out of it. Cool. I think I better try this one.
Anyone take bullet now?
You want to come toilet? No. You want chop, do it? You want to play with my plonker?
Can I go up, you know?
Fuck he's done with these one, but my one's alright, look.
You stop.
Ready to go, mate.
Time is running out for Dave. He's still to find a girl willing to return to England with him to work as his aunt's au pair. He decides to try harder.
Oi. Don't want to know, do they?
Oh, that's lovely, that is. You come to England?
No.
Work for me? No.
You shy? No, you're my new wife. My new wife.
Hey. No, I don't think this will be an au pair, but it'll be something. Lovely. See you tomorrow.
After much searching, Dave's efforts seem to have paid off.
I've met a girl called Mark, she's turned out to be suitable for the job. She works in the bars. She goes with people like most of the girls do, work in the bar, you know, because it's money. She has 3 children. She doesn't really want to do what she's got to do. She knows what she's doing. She's not stupid, but she's 29. She don't want to be sitting there when she's 35, still behind the bar for £1,000 baht a night for some big fat slob to sit himself over her.
Ma is prepared to leave her 3 children behind and move to England for the promise of a better life.
All we can do now is apply for a visa, hope that she's 100% about it.
But before Dave has time to organise the paperwork, Ma goes off to meet one of her regular clients in Bangkok. While she's away, he receives a message about one of the properties he's trying to sell for his business back home, leaving him with a problem on his hands.
Unfortunately, I've got to return back to England today. I've had a fax from estate agents because I look like I've got a buyer to buy my place Tuesday. Otherwise I'd stay on for another 2-3 weeks and try and sort out Ma.
This means that Ma will have to organise the visa on her own when she returns from Bangkok.
I've written a letter for her and one for a reference for a visa. All being well, hopefully she can come to England in a month's time, and all I can do is just hope that she keeps by her word. Let's pray that it all turns out for the better.
But what Dave's aunt's going to say when he returns home alone remains to be seen. A month later, back in Hastings, Dave is still waiting for the paperwork to be sorted out, and his aunt is still struggling on with the cleaning herself, but she remains optimistic.
He never phoned me, he never sent me a postcard, nothing. Because he was having too bloody a good time. Oh, darling love. He's met this lovely girl, and he's hoping that he will bring her back. Oh, she's going to like me and I'm going to like her. She won't be able to resist me, will she? Oh, darling.
Dave is currently back in Pattaya trying to sort out Ma's visa. He still hopes to bring her to Britain later this summer. With so many British people travelling to Pattaya, it's no surprise that some enterprising Brits are opening bars in the resort. 25-year-old Jenny came to Thailand on holiday from Barnsley in Yorkshire 3 years ago. She liked it so much that she left her home and family and bought into an English restaurant in Pattaya.
180!
Fish and chips and roast beef are top of the menu at Mick's place.
I lived in Barnsley for 25 years. I became a forklift driver and I used to work every day, and then I decided I wanted an holiday, so I came to Thailand. The way I talk now is I talk really, really slow, because when you talk to Thai people in English, you have to speak really slow. But the minute I go back to England and see my family, I talk no problem.
There we go.
To be honest, I don't miss anything about England. Things are expensive, the weather's cold. I don't miss anything, I'd rather be here. The food that we serve in Mick's place, you can either get fish or chips, you can have steak kidney pie, mashed potatoes, peas, carrots. Anything you can buy in England, you can buy here. The only things we cannot get is HP brown sauce, gravy granules, Bristol gravy granules, English tea bags, but when I go back to see my family, I bring with me, so we've always got a supply. The fish and chips here are the best fish and chips you will ever taste in your life. Guaranteed.
I come to this place every day whilst I'm here to mix, and the food is beautiful. Yeah.
What did I have for breakfast? Bottle of Carlsberg.
Pattaya's girly bars are obviously one of the seaside town's biggest attractions. But when British men take a break from exploring the streets, they head to bars like Mick's place.
The girls, yes. Beautiful, beautiful ladies. Beautiful ladies in Pattaya.
The girls, they're beautiful. You're spoiled for choice, you don't know where to look. Some nights you have to have a rest.
Girls are very nice, but when you're married, you've got to keep away from them, haven't you? You know.
Pattaya is absolutely brilliant. People, bars, nightlife, everything. It's really good. Beach Spain anywhere. Best place in the world.
And I would not go back to England for anybody.
Coming up after the break, the commander who's off to see his millionaire son. Simon and Neri Grove are going to Bangkok for 2 months to visit their son Jan, who lives and works there.
Well, here we are in Kensington. We do enjoy, shall we say, a better standard of living than the norm. And this is our house up here. I'm a retired Lieutenant Commander in the Navy, and I was an attaché in the British Embassy in Tokyo for a total of 6 years. I was a Japanese interpreter. I scored the highest rate ever, which was 88% in the final exams. Here is a Japanese naval sword. I, of course, was in the Navy, and I then retired from the Navy and became a stockbroker. I was the biggest seller of gilt edge. I was doing £1 billion a year with a staff of 4, can you believe it?
He was working in Japan. I was working in England because I do not believe in boarding schools.
The commander's son is the 5th generation of the Grove family to have business interests in the East.
And I think he takes his brains from his dad.
Yeah, he does. But also, I get on there with people, and even long before I met her, when I went abroad first time, and I got on with Chinese, Indians, what have you, Africans, at a time when it was not fashionable.
Jan runs a car parking business, and the commander wants to meet his son's employees to make sure the company is weathering the Asian economic storm.
I am a director and a 10% shareholder, a 6-figure shareholder, let's put it this way, in his business. So he's done bloody well. He's going to do even better.
You mustn't use...
Of course I can. I'm a naval officer. I'll put on my nice tie hat, which keeps the sun out. And then I've got a chin strap here if the wind is strong.
And what was that remark, Dr. Livingstone?
No, that's Africa. Nothing to do with me. I'm Asia.
In Bangkok, the commander and his wife are staying in their son's luxury 23rd floor apartment.
Well, as you can see, although this is a very exclusive area with embassies down there, expensive apartment blocks just a stone's throw away, right beside them are these slums.
The commander's son Jan is 33 and came to Bangkok when he spotted a gap in the car parking market.
I used to be a stockbroker in Tokyo. I came to Bangkok 4 years ago with a black bag, typical sort of immigrant story. I didn't know anybody here. I didn't speak a word of the language. Now I'm the largest car park operator in Bangkok. My parents are settling in fantastically. They love it here because they're weighted on hand and foot.
Thank you.
My father is interested to see how his investments are going.
Jan has organised a morale-boosting company trip to Pattaya and takes his parents along to meet the staff.
In the Far East, if you're running a company, as I did for 20 years, you're the father figure. You treat them very equally, but they treat you with respect, which is not what would be the case necessarily west of Suez.
First stop is the shooting range. Next stop is a go-kart track where the commander takes a break from the action and orders himself a carrot juice.
We can't go yet, I haven't got my carrot juice. We can't go, I have not got my carrot juice yet. Keep those, I'll go and chase the man. Well, have you asked him where my carrot juice is? What? Well, it's taking a bloody long time, that's all right, okay. That's not carrot juice. That's not carrot juice. I can't eat solid carrot. No, I'm sorry. Tossapon was drinking it. I said, what is it? It looked good. It's a carrot juice. I ordered one.
The carrot juice finally arrives.
Well, Is it juice? Hold on, let's try. That's not juice, that's solid, look. That's ice, I see, all right, well, I'll do my best.
After paying a large sum of money for the land rights around Morchit bus station, Jan profits from virtually all business taking place there. But he still needs to convince his father that the venture will recoup its investment.
Because the Thais never developed a rail network, all of the Thais are obliged to travel by bus. So this is in fact the largest bus terminal on earth.
Very easily, yes.
So that's 45 million people a year passing through this terminal.
Unbelievable, yeah.
All of these buses are waiting to drive into the terminal to pick up passengers. So they'll come into my land, park under the expressway here. For that, they pay a 50 baht parking fee.
Yeah.
All these shops you see over here, they're paying us. But we have a monopoly on all soft drink sales, beer, cigarettes, magazines, newspapers. Each car has to pay 15 baht per hour. That's right, that's also my bus wash. We also have a snooker club over there. I have the right for all the advertising contracts within this building. And I'll tell you, that toilet over there does an absolute cracking business. 2 baht to use the loo. Well, you know, we're doing about £3,000 to £3,500 a day, so it's really turning in the cash now.
Jan's successful venture takes the commander back to the days of the empire.
What my son has done is what English people that age could have done in the 18th or 19th centuries, and most of them haven't got it together anymore, can't be done. The place to get it done, as it was in those days, is the East. Hooray, my spectators arrived, and a video of English television has arrived. So that keeps you busy for a few days.
The commander and his wife have settled in well to life in Thailand, and while their son tries to strike a business deal over advertising space with a Japanese company, the couple head off to lunch at the British Club.
Go, Jap. It's opposite that blue building. Nearly, wait. No. I tell you, wait a minute, nearly, no, I don't think this. No, more. Wait, maybe here, let me look, slow. Yes, I think this is it. Open your window and give them this. Yes, we are honorary members. Oh, I got wrong thing. Oh, sorry. British Club. Sorry. Sorry.
Like his father, Jan speaks Japanese, which gives him an advantage during deals like this.
I think it's invaluable that my upbringing meant that I was in Asia since the age of 3, because it allows me to understand some of the cultural methods of doing business and of getting along with people.
After a stressful journey, the couple eventually arrive at the British Club. And after sorting out his lunch arrangements, the commander reflects on his son's business achievements, which are improving by the minute.
Okay, we got it. So out for a few beers tonight. The deal went ahead. They're going to pay 90,000 in advance, and they're going to pay about 2,000 to 3,000 each month. So that's fantastic news. Dad's going to be very pleased. And we're now in advertising.
So Jan follows in his father's footsteps, conquering the East.
I wouldn't mind spending 6 months a year here, 6 months in Britain. I'm a bit sort of schizophrenic, I suppose. If I can quote Kipling, ship me somewheres east of Suez, where the best is like the worst, where there ain't no 10 commandments and a man can raise a thirst.
Sid Imber, a 73-year-old retired fireman, is going to Chiang Mai to net what he describes as Thailand's most beautiful creatures. Despite being married for 40 years, his wife approves of his passion and will even be accompanying him on his latest trip.
In recent years, I've been specialising in putting together a collection of tropical butterflies. I did well over 30 years as a serving fireman and retired to pursue my hobby. This is where all the butterflies finish up into the cabinets.
Sid's off to northern Thailand to fill up gaps in his collection. In particular, he'd love to catch an impressive troilus butterfly, known as the birdwing.
Naturally, the large butterflies, the birdwings, are the eye catchers. And if you see one, the heart does pound a bit, I must admit. They are fantastic. Malaysia, Borneo, India, Thailand. You're always looking to get a complete setup, you know, with a male, female on the underside and that.
When Sid dies, it's his wish that his collection of over 2,000 butterflies be left to the British Museum.
This is a group of butterflies belong to the family Delius. Once again, as you can see, they're mostly in threes. But sometimes you get variations. Now the butterfly will then be pinned through the body once it's been killed and accepted for the collection. Just an ordinary plain white on the upper side, but a very colourful underside. This is the killing jar. Inside is a proprietary killing fluid, which I take off the lid and that lid, and tip in a few drops, replace the lid. Now that liquid then gases off into a gas, so it's from a liquid to a gas. It's now a lethal chamber. You need a long net because tropical butterflies are very active, where you can manoeuvre the butterfly net at a downward stroke on that, and then as you get close to that, because they'll be I think a down. Well, we're all packed up now, ready to go, so I'll proceed with shutting the cases. And away we go. Right, bye-bye house. See you in 3.5 weeks.
After a 14-hour journey, Sid and his wife arrive in Chiang Mai, which is just over 700 kilometres north of Bangkok.
Chiang Mai, of course, is one of these cities that's getting larger and bigger all the time. And it's now the second largest city in Thailand after Bangkok. But it's still a nice place. A lot of it is still undisturbed.
Sid heads off into the jungle surrounding his hotel in search of butterflies, in particular the birdwing.
Right, here we are, Chiang Mai. Here we come. So we're going off to an elephant trekking camp, which is lots of jungle, some elephant trails and so on. So let's go for it. Right, okay, see you later. Okay. I'll leave the door. Oh, better close it for the film. Okay. Right, here we go. Chiang Mai is surrounded with hills and beautiful countryside. And these are often good places, you know, to find wildlife. But I must say, it's great to be back in the jungle. I don't know, I've never born in the jungle, but I'm born in London, but it's nice to be back, you know.
Two things seem to be working against Sid. At this time of year, there aren't many butterflies, and the lack of sunlight means the butterflies that are there are hiding.
At the moment, we seem to have a double whammy, but hopefully it will heat up a little later when the sun comes out. But that's how it goes, you know. Well, we're just passing a good illustration of elephant droppings. As you can see, it's very fibrous, and it's almost all vegetable matter. There's no smell, really. Unlike some other, you know, dog perhaps, there's quite a bit of smell sometimes. Something else I failed to mention was I always carry a few tissue papers with me into the forest and so on, because one never knows if you're going to get caught short, and there's not much growing on the bushes, so and leaves I have used, but this is much better.
As a law-abiding citizen, Sid hunts in accordance with the regulations. He's not allowed to bring home live butterflies, it's forbidden to kill or capture endangered species, and he's not allowed to net them with intent to sell.
It's something I've enjoyed all my life. I enjoy all forms of wildlife, and I'm all for protection of the countryside and the continuing existence of wildlife. Classic miss. 9 times out of 10. You've got to be quite patient when you're doing this. Eyes all over the place. It's a constant looking around as you go through. Apart from looking out from where your feet's going, I'm always falling down or tripping over and slipping on muddy sections and that, so you've really got to have good eyesight.
It's a frustrating start for Sid, who's not managed to catch anything and hasn't even had a sighting of the elusive birdwing. The sun has come out and Sid divulges a trick of the butterfly collector's trade.
Human urine is very attractive to butterflies, and of course it's not unknown for some collectors, particularly in the tropics, to put some bait down.
The improved weather means there are plenty of butterflies around, but catching them is a different matter.
Oh, missed.
Patience is the key.
Usual technique, admire the butterfly, it looks perfectly all right, in good condition, slowly lower the net. And, now he's just walking about inside the net, wondering what's happened. In the Neptis group of butterflies, he's in perfect condition.
After finally netting some butterflies, things get even better for Sid when he spots a large female birdwing.
He saw me, or she in this is a female. This calls for 2 poles. Coming down slowly but surely. They can be up to 8 inches across the wings, some of them. Down here, men, X marks the spot. Do you hear me? Down here. There you see him, now you don't. Well, I think we're going to have to give that one a miss, unfortunately. There you are.
So another day's hunting comes to an end and still no birdwing in Sid's net, but he'll be trying again tomorrow. It's coming to the end of the trip and Sid decides to find a remote waterfall where pickings may be rich.
God, some of this undergrowth and top growth. Just trying to have a look, see where I've come out at. I've had to go through a bit of thicket and sometimes it's worth it. You never know. Because you're always looking around for new places, and we came up on this one this morning, so we'll give it a go. And it's proving to be aesthetically fruitful, and also it's producing the odd butterfly, and I'm certainly seeing more than I'm catching, but it's great just to see them.
Sid spots a butterfly he's been after for a while.
I'm going to keep this one because it's in quite good condition.
He has to kill the butterfly by pinching it on the thorax because it's too big for the killing jar.
So this one will be killed. I'll give it an extra pinch. Take this home to Surrey. And see what a nice specimen it is.
It's the end of the last day, and despite netting some good specimens for his collection, the birdwing butterfly has eluded Sid, but he seems to have enjoyed himself.
Well, this has been really lovely here. I'll say farewell for the moment and pick up my bag. Now the butterflies are safe. Now I shall lie in bed tonight thinking of all these beautiful butterflies I've seen. I should have been that much quicker. I should have done this, should have done that. But there you go. Goodbye, beautiful place. I suppose if they gave themselves up every time, there wouldn't be that much fun in it.
Coming up after the break, the woman who left home to work in an orphanage, and the former pop star who swapped the showbiz world for the quiet life. Audrey Williams is a 57-year-old widow living alone in Devon. She's decided to leave behind her life in Britain to go and work in a Thai orphanage for a year.
My husband died 3 years ago, and then I had a choice. You know, I either sit in a corner and cry my eyes out and complain about what I've lost, or I'm grateful for what I had and got on with life, and that's what I chose to do. And one thing I'd always wanted to do was to sponsor a child in a third world country. So anyway, I saw a tiny advert for Father Brennan's orphanage in Thailand. Anyway, I sent away and got the details about one little boy. Thought, this isn't good enough. What a child really needs is somebody to be there to say you're special and, you know, you're important to me. So I wrote to Father Brennan and I got a letter back saying yes, I was welcome to come. I actually stayed for 4 months. The last week I was there, I was going to sleep crying, I was waking up in the night crying. It was dreadful. And then I realised what it was, I'd fallen in love. And I'd fallen in love with over 600 people in a place, and it just, it's fantastic.
She's letting out her house while she's away and is eager to leave for Thailand to be at the orphanage in time for the biannual group photograph of all the residents.
Okay. Yeah.
17 hours later and Audrey has reached Pattya. There are over 600 people at the orphanage, which, as well as having a home for orphans, also has a centre for elderly and disabled people, blind and deaf homes, and a centre for street children.
Hello, good to see you. Hi, hello, remember you? Can you think of a better reason for coming back?
The orphanage was set up 26 years ago by Father Ray Brennan from Chicago.
You haven't changed a bit.
Good to see you.
Good to see you. Are we disturbing your lunch?
No,
Oh, it's good to
Welcome
see
back.
You. Thank you. He's a priest. He came down to Pattya when it was just a small, quiet village. Somebody left a baby at the church. And then the news got around that there was some place you could leave your babies. And I mean, over the years now, he must have had thousands of children passing through.
I'm glad to see you back.
Oh, right. Oh, it's nice to be welcomed, isn't it?
Yeah.
Audrey doesn't get any pay at all, but she receives food and basic accommodation in the old people's quarters, which are a far cry from home.
This is my beautiful loo. What you have to do is use this bucket of water to flush things. It's also where I can shampoo my hair by pouring buckets of water over.
One of the places Audrey will be working is the baby home, where up to 30 babies live. Some are referred by social and church organisations, while others are left anonymously.
You don't remember me, do you? No. You sing a little song. Well, whenever I had a spare moment, I'd be in here. I'd come in about 6 o'clock and tuck them all up and say good night, God bless to them all. Did you want to be a movie star? I've known him since he was a week old, and he's coming, it'll be a year, 17th of December. I understand he's going for adoption at the end of this year, the beginning of next year. And I don't know how I'm going to feel about that. Yeah, it'll be good for you. I just dread to think of where they would be if it wasn't for this orphanage. And they're well looked after and well loved.
After her emotional reunion in the baby unit, Audrey goes to the old people's home to track down Auntie Lily, an elderly blind and disabled Burmese woman. The pair grew very close during Audrey's last visit.
Anybody here? Is anybody here? Who's this?
Seeing Auntie again is really good.
Who's this one?
She's a great delight to be with.
Audrey.
It's me.
I waited a long time for you.
I know.
Very long time.
I know. How are you?
Why you want me to put on my hearing aid?
So you can hear what I'm saying to you.
When you sit near me, I can hear everything, my darling.
Can you? She's originally from Burma.
Sit down.
And she has no family.
Miss you like anything.
I missed you.
I always think of you every night when I'm going to sleep.
She came over to Bangkok and was teaching for a while, and her eyesight started to go, and the church in Bangkok, the bishop, sent her down to live with Father Ray. You're not going to be depressed anymore, are you?
If I have you near me, I don't think I'll be depressed anymore, my darling.
She's 85 years old on November the 11th this year. Oh, everyone sends their love.
Another part of the orphanage provides a refuge for homeless children.
This boy is one of the boys I sponsor. He's grown so much. Last time I saw him, he was a young man now. Look at that little girl. She's beautiful. And who knows what's happened to her in life. It takes them a while to realise that there are people who can genuinely just love them in the right sort of way.
The day Audrey has been looking forward to is approaching.
Tomorrow morning at the crack of dawn, there'll be over 600 people here having the group photograph taken. It should take some arranging. It's now 7:45. We were hoping to have this done by 7:30 this morning or earlier, but there's so many people it takes a long time to get it organised. So probably by about 8 o'clock we should be on the road. There's over 600 people here. Everyone's actually here, it's just a matter of positioning them now. Father Ray, rather than stay in the picture himself, stands behind the camera, jumping up and down, flapping his arms, makes everybody laugh.
Okay, set my. คำที่ 4 set my. มองพอรีมองพอรี ครับครั้งที่ 3 ครับ
After 4 weeks here, Audrey's convinced she's made the right decision.
I'm happy. I wouldn't be here if I wasn't. It's total contentment. It's because I know I should be here. This is what I'm meant to be. I don't know why or what good I'm going to be, but I know I'm here for a purpose. And it doesn't really matter if I know what it is or not.
As Audrey settles into her new life in Thailand, she joins an estimated 6,000 British expats. Adrian Fisher is a guitarist and former rock star who lives on the island of Koh Samui. He gave up his rock and roll lifestyle to live a simple life when he split from top 80s pop group Sparks with the brothers Ron and Russell Mail. After becoming disillusioned with the music industry, Adrian decided to look for something else.
I was getting so depressed I had to go somewhere. It's just kind of literally sort of like Thailand, I haven't been there before, and that's long. 3 days turned into about 3 weeks or a month. And I eventually made it here, and I've been here ever since, I guess. 6, 7 years ago, 6.5 years. Well, I see something that surprises me every day, especially in Samui, where tourism is actually fairly new, but they're catching on real fast. Supermarkets, internet, cafes, and it's all very strange. I mean, I've been here 6 years. You can imagine how strange it is for guys that I know have been here for 12, 15 years. I mean, there wasn't a road here, it was the track, and there was like just a few bars, and that was it. I mean, every time I blink, there's a new bar here. I mean, if in doubt, they stick up a new bar and knock another one down. I hate girly bars and this and that. Hello, welcome, come inside, handsome man. Sure, I hate all that. It's one thing I don't like seeing, like a 65, 7-year-old man walking down the street with a 18-year-old girl and stuff. And it's just kind of, it's not right somehow.
Rock and roll excess. I was lucky, been there, seen, done most of it. Survived it. I mean, wasn't so long ago I had a severe alcohol problem here, and it's easy done, it's cheap. You just don't realise you're doing it. But you've got good friends saying, hey, you're losing the plot. You can play guitar when you're pissed, you can play guitar when you're sober. But I know I'm not that much of a dummy. I know I play much better when I'm sober. I don't drink any heavy stuff, a couple of beers. I don't mind losing anything, but I don't want to lose my dignity. And walking like that home at night and falling in puddles and stuff, I don't want to do that anymore. I'm too old to go rolling around in the dirt. One of the main ties I have in Thailand, no pun intended, is my girlfriend. The same age as me. I don't hang out with young girls and stuff. She's done so much for me. She's taken care of me. I hate to admit it, she supports me sometimes. It should be the other way around. It's very unusual to find a Thai lady with that attitude, who's that devoted. Well, basically has faith in your ability. Without her judge of character and guidance and knowledge, I couldn't survive here on my own. No way. Riches to rags, but surviving. It's only rock and roll, but I'm getting the hang of it.